What's up, everyone? I'm Abby Martin, and this is Breaking the Set. Wow, it's been pure insanity over the last few days, as you can imagine. We've been flooded with hundreds of interview requests, but I care too much about this show to take a week off to fulfill them all. So let's get on with it, and let's break the set.
It was a terrible mistake, and we're working very hard to make up for it.
Once again, we put something on the air. It's a flat-out lie.
Have you ever had sex with Governor Rick Perry?
No, wait. Do not answer that. I want you to watch what we're about to do because you've never seen anything like this on television. What we need is to question more and to keep it uncensored, real and raw. My simple mission is to change the globe. I'm gonna do it with this passion and fire was told. These words are hard hitting. You watching me next, but you need to tune in because we're breaking the set. Breaking the set.
In case you missed it, here's what happened in the last 72 hours. After witnessing the military buildup by Russian forces in Crimea, I decided to give a heartfelt statement on Monday about how strongly I oppose military aggression in another sovereign nation. Check it out. What I do know is that military intervention is never the answer, and I will not sit here and apologize or defend military aggression. This stance is completely in line with everything I've said on this show about U.S. military buildup around the world. And the second that I saw it happen in Ukraine, I felt morally obligated to speak out, even if it goes against the editorial line of my employer. I still have my job, and so far management has been supportive of my right to express my views on my show, which I will continue to do. And of course, the corporate media can't say the same about journalists who have defected from their network's point of view, such as Phil Donahue of MSNBC and Peter Arnett of NBC, who were both fired for speaking out against the Iraq War. See, when this story first started to get traction, the establishment press worldwide uplifted me as some brave journalist willing to stand up to the Russian Empire, which wasn't too surprising given the incessant Cold War fear-mongering by that very same press, almost goading the U.S. into a military response. But what happened next is nothing short of remarkable. See, after lauding me to fit the current narrative, establishment journos quickly caught on that my political beliefs are far too paradigm-crushing for them to continue to promote me. So instead, they smeared me and tried to minimize the content of my message with accusations that had nothing to do with it. Classy move, MSM. And unsurprisingly, the most vicious of these attacks came from people who have openly advocated for Chelsea Manning to be executed and publications that unapologetically sold lies during the run-up to the Iraq War. But CNN was actually surprisingly fair in their coverage, and I was happy to see journalists like Jake Tapper airing my statement in full. So I decided to go on the network and speak my mind, but instead of getting baited into trashing my colleagues and my work at RT, I tried to point out another side of the story.
Are you concerned about other parts of the programming on RT America? I mean, do you believe that although your show may have that kind of independence of voice, that a lot of the other programming doesn't and has drifted in the last week into blatant propaganda?
Appears no different than every other corporate media station. I mean, we're talking about 6 corporations that control 90% of what Americans see, hear, and read. The lead up to the Iraq War, parroting exactly what the establishment said. I mean, you could reflect the exact same criticism on all the corporate media channels. So, you know, I can only speak for my show. I stay true to my moral compass, but RT toes a perspective of the Russian foreign policy, just as the entire corporate media apparatus toes the perspective of the U.S. establishment.